Oh, well, I think we did have somebody at one point, because I had a little comment there, but... Shay. Well, Shay. Here, let me flip it over so the camera's up. Well, there we go. Oh, boy. Boy, there we go. Alright.
He's gonna take a hit.
Yep.
And,
got one of my buddies now finally for this.
Yep.
I'll just give it a little bit of moment, see if anyone shows up. If not, we'll just get right into it.
Oh god, it went out of tune after I used the whammy bar.
You're using my old guitar too. You're using the like the one that I don't even know what tuning I put that in originally, to be honest.
That's sharp.
Where's the nerd duo? That was the PMs. Oh, that's just now? I'm not seeing anyone on here, but I just got a comment. I just got a comment, but there's no one
good enough.
visiting. Well, I saw that comment. Where's the nerd duo? Well, there's one right here getting torched in the face, and I'm right here. Little spittle.
That was perfectly in sync.
You got a little harsh there in the end. Ah, fuck. So before we get into all of our shit. So, yeah. Before we get started, I do know that now that we got my boy right here, just jamming on my guitar,
just playing sloppy solos.
I know that so now that we got him going coming along, we're gonna figure out how to do the stream on duo status, and maybe
so
a trio eventually.
Mark Zuckerberg is on trial for selling private information to you know, his users. You know, they're saying like, oh well, I'm not doing that, but it's like, okay, but why am I getting random emails, you know, of people that already know my contact information and calling me? I don't even know who the fuck they are. You know, marketing, random shit. It could be like some
like
woman,
telemarketers.
You know, it could be telemarketers. Like some of them, like, you know, women that are like trying to lure you into some bullshit dating site, or that want your like worse, your credit card information.
Harley gets that all the time.
I hate it. It's such bullshit.
Harley.
Like no one's gonna fall for that shit. Any plebeian is not.
Yeah, like our friend Harley, like he's actually a really good example of this, because they're like, we'll be hanging out, he'll get a random phone call, and he's like, oh, is it a porn hotline? He answer it, and about 90% of the time he's right. Yeah. 90% of the time he's right. And like 10% of the time, it's not a porn hotline. It's like some telemarketer.
Yeah, like sometimes they'll send you like lewd pictures of themselves, and sometimes they're like naked pictures. They're like trying to tempt you. I would probably go like, you know what? Since you're really like pissing me off and, you know, teasing my prick, why don't I use these photos to blackmail you? Like,
oh my god. But
because all the
be careful. You might be a victim of the Me Too movement. If you blackmail them.
Oh god.
But
well, at least I won't be like CNN, you know. I'll make sure that they're not a minor, for one.
Oh my god. Or it can go JF status and fuck a retarded girl, basically. Finally.
Where are all those comments?
Oh, there. Yeah. Oh, he came back. There we go. All right. Who's that? That's my, this is our boy Ty. He's been on, on my channel before, like on my older videos. But, yeah, him and I have been, like, knowing each other since, like, 7th grade and shit. So we go way back on that. But, our other friend, I haven't hit up yet. Yep, yeah. I mean, this is what happens when musicians get together. One of them will jam, and the other one's like, bruh. But, so, I got some segments here for, Mark the Zuckerberg, and, or the Zuckerberg, I don't know what to call him. He's like the reptilian sentient AI machine of some sort.
Yeah, he does look a little creepy.
I mean, yeah, I mean, just looking at him, he is definitely creepy. But, yeah.
I mean, he's selling private information.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily him specifically, but he is definitely participating in it. But anyway.
Is that Ted Cruz in the background there? Look at those.
Oh, that is Ted Cruz! Oh shit, good eye, dude. Oh
my
fuck.
God, that is.
Oh my god, look, okay, I gotta show this.
Disgusting for sure.
I gotta show this, dude. Look at him. Oh, whoops. But look at him. He's right there. He's right there. Like, look how slaunched and look how just sad and decrepit he looks. Like, is he even paying attention? Like, is he paying attention to this at all?
If Bib Fortuna's mother and then Jabba the Hutt were fucking, that's the fucking product, and then you just give him a little short brown wig. That's what he is really.
Oh god. Trump's gonna bomb Syria tonight. Oh god. Yeah, we will get into that a little bit too. I'm gonna get back on that Syria issue because, to be honest, it's mostly gonna be on Tuckerson, but yeah, I mean, I will definitely get to that in a bit. It is one of our stories. So
how many?
Anyway, Cruz is weird. He really is, man. I mean, there's like he ate a booger. He had a oh, you know what?
What is he, 5? Oh my god.
Yeah. Hold on. I gotta get a song. We gotta get my favorite song. We just.
Oh god, no, not that awful one with the.
I'm sorry.
Terrible lyrics.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, but I must.
Oh god, no.
Song. We just gotta listen to it just for a little bit. It's only 1 minute. It's only 1 minute.
If you're gonna run in Texas, you
can't be a liberal man.
Oh god.
Liberal thought is not the spirit of a Lone Star man. You gotta be tough as Texas and honest about your plans. If you're gonna run in Texas, you can't be a liberal man.
It sucks because the music instrumentals are not bad. So they disabled the like dislikes. Oh fuck, dude.
So once you're fighting for free speech, Mr. Ted Cruz, you fucking hypocrite.
You're gonna run in Texas. Can't be a liberal man.
I mean,
hold on, wait.
I'm Ted Cruz and I approve. Paid for by Ted.
If I were him, I wouldn't, because that just makes me look worse. Like, that song is awful.
We just need to hear him just say that one more time.
Rhyming.
I'm Ted Cruz and I approve this message.
That's so. Oh god. Okay. No fucking around. We just had to hear that.
God.
Oh god.
His voice is like fatigue if you combine like nails to a chalkboard. I'm Ted Cruz and I.
There's just so many funny things. Like, you could just easily find so much hilarious shit on him. Like, the phone booking for Trump with that just sad face of, like...
Oh my god.
Just his sad, defeated face. I mean,
that looks pretty sad right there.
I know, he just looks defeated just as a being. As a human being, he just looks like a defeated person.
Very ironic.
His soul has just been battered, and he's just like, what am I doing with my life?
You'd think that Christians would be like, confident, I'm gonna go to heaven when I die. But he's just like...
he's just like... he's just, yeah. Oh my, wow, that was the fattest, like, God. Anyway, but, so I found a segment of some of the most confusing questions that were asked, to Zuckerberg, which is honestly kind of funny, but I'm even confused because I don't get if, like, because some of the comments lot of them seem like they're, you know, like poking fun and criticizing the judges for the shit questions. But at the same time, some of
the questions are pretty, you know, comprehensible.
Yeah, like
a lot of them are actually really simple. You'd have to have
give me the Zuck. Yeah,
you'd have to have the Lexile score of a fucking third grader to not understand those questions. I think he's just dodging them.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get a listen on them.
Do you store? Does Facebook store on the categories that you collect?
Senator, can you clarify what you mean by data category?
There's some past reports that have been out there that indicate that that Facebook collects about 96 data categories for those 2 billion active users. That's 192 billion data points that are being generated, I think, at any time from consumers globally. So, how many does Facebook store out of that? Do you store any?
So, okay, I'm just gonna kind of try to decipher the question really quick. From what it sounds like, she's just given a rundown of, so there's stuff that people search for, and they have like little categories of stuff they look for and shit. Like I'm assuming like clothing or certain stuff, etc. But or even concerts. And I think she's trying to ask, because yeah, the question was confusing as fuck. But if you really try to listen, it does
kind of a loaded question.
Yeah, it's really bloated. That's what it really is. It just dragged on when it didn't need to.
That's really the only reason. It's just a wrong question.
Yeah. Cookies. Yeah, essentially, like the cookies and stuff. Yeah. Like what people search and stuff. And she's asking how much, if any, do you collect of this data, basically. But she just worded it very terribly.
Yeah.
Senator, I'm not actually sure what that is referring to.
Somebody call you up and say, I want to see John Kennedy's file.
Absolutely not.
Could you, if could you, not would you do it, could you do it?
In theory.
Do you have the right to put my data, a name on my data, and share it with somebody?
Okay, that's just very straightforward, so I don't know what's confusing about it.
I do.
He's actually, this is straight up dodging the question.
I don't believe we have the right to do
this
that.
one.
Do you have the ability?
Senator, the data is in the system, so...
Do you have the ability?
Technically, I think someone could do that, but that would be a massive...
You think.
So then yes, like,
yeah.
just answer the question, don't dodge it, and try to, like... He's also trying to absolve himself of the guilt, too.
I mean, you can just tell he's really under the pressure, though. But because he really looks like in this, at least just in this still shot, he's just like, he's like, he knows, he knows the answer is yes, but he's trying to avoid it to make it sound like a no, but technically answering yes. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely dodging this shit. So this question wasn't confusing, but it was just, he made a very confusing answer about it.
It's a breach, so we would never do that.
Are you willing to change your business model in the interest of protecting individual privacy?
No.
Congresswoman, we have made and are continuing to make changes to reduce the amount of data.
Are you willing to change your business model in the interest of protecting individual privacy?
That's pretty straightforward.
Congresswoman, I'm not sure what that means.
Wow, okay, can we just... Oh, I'm just gonna, like, slow-mo that, because the way he literally answered the question with all of his frickin' mannerisms was just so robotic.
You're gonna put that in slow-mo.
Yes, I am. This is just, like... Just, okay, maybe not that slow motion. Maybe not that slow-mo. Okay. That's, like, too slow.
I have the perfect song.
Oh, it's not even playing. What the fuck?
Business model in the interest of protecting individual privacy.
Head tilts.
Congresswoman, I'm not sure what that means.
Wow, that reminds me more of Data from Star Trek: The Next Generation. Like, that's a meme. It's out there. I'm not even saying it because of that. I'm just saying that because he literally looked like frickin' Data trying to answer a question, because he always has, like, a head tilt all the time when he talks in Data.
And he also speaks without any contractions.
Like that, yeah. I think his data. I think Mark Zuckerberg's a reptilian. Hold up. I'm gonna make a theory. I think Mark Zuckerberg is secretly an otherkin. Hold on. And the reason why is because he thinks he's specifically a datakin. He thinks he is the android Data, or at least AI similar to Data. Like, because I think the person who made Data made a bunch of Datas, because there's a whole bunch of them. And
oh, yeah, there have
because throughout the series and even the movie, some of the movie, I think one of the movies,
there was one of them.
Yeah, actually two. I think there was one in. I'm going on a tangent. Never mind.
One of them was like an evil twin, I think.
Yeah, in Nemesis there was, and then I think there was one in the First Contact, but I think those are the only ones. But anyway. Oh. But yeah, I mean I don't know where I'm going with this, but he just looks so much like Data. Whoever made that meme originally was just God, though. I mean, it's good lord.
If I choose to
let me speed it up again because this is
Facebook account. Can I bar Facebook or any third parties from using the data that I had previously supplied for any purpose whatsoever?
Yes, Senator. If you delete your account, we should get rid of all of your information.
You should, or
we do?
You?
We do.
How about third parties?
Wow, nice quick correction there. Oh, I had college earlier today, and I just haven't gotten de-dressed, and I'm just still looking fancy. But
actually, I think it's pretty good for the video.
Oh yeah.
And I think no, for all those people who think he's a Nazi, that's an East German Warsaw Pact. So it's actually the opposite of Nazi. It's actually more socialist leaning.
Yeah, it's the East German where
something you'd get from like the 50s to 80s.
More like the 60s cities. This one is more like the 70s to 90s.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Contracted with to use some of that underlying information, perhaps to target advertising for themselves. You can't. You claw back that information as well, or does that remain in their custody?
Well, Senator, this is actually a very important question. I'm glad you brought this up because there's a very common misperception about Facebook that we sell data to adversers.
But you did.
We do not sell data to advertisers.
Yes, you do.
Why else do you get emails,
why is there, and also why is there such a, big thing over Cambridge Analytica and stuff? So, yeah, you do.
You know what? I didn't give my phone number to Facebook. They found out and put it in my account. So, you're a liar.
That, I don't use Facebook, like I have one, but my main reason is just because some of my friends just post some stupid shit and I just can't deal with it. I don't want to break down what the fuck they're trying to deal with, and it's like, I can't deal with this. But the other part is this, Facebook is fucking shady. They've been shady for a while. I think the only things I really do is just check up on it to see what events are going on, like town halls or even marches and stuff, because I follow a lot of the local organizations here, because most of them go through Facebook or Twitter, but mainly Facebook, so I'm always following them, and that's about it. I honestly just use it and to see what's going on in Portland, in the grassroots, and then I share it. I'll share it, and then I'll, take videos, take pictures, and I'll share it on Facebook and spread the word.
And I only use
that's
it
about
for,
it.
Certain events like concerts, and also to keep
that too.
up to date with my band too.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's also concerts too, and seeing what shows, comedy shows too. Like Jim Jeffries came into town, or is coming to town, but I don't have the money to see him. I wish I could. I fucking love Jim Jeffries, but anyway. Yeah, this is enough with the confusing questions, because that's about it. I mean, here's another part where he's saying, we're responsible for protecting people's information. And they should be, but, they're not.
I want to follow up on a question asked by Mr. McNerney. He talked about visiting websites, and
I think this is all from earlier today as well, because this video
Facebook,
literally has no likes or dislikes at all.
As you visit those websites, you can have that deleted. I'm informed that there's not a way to do that, or are you telling us that you're announcing a new policy?
Congressman, my understanding is that if we have information from you visiting other places, then you have a way of getting access to that and deleting it, and making sure that we don't store it anymore. In the specific question that the other congressman asked, I think it's possible that we just didn't have the information that he was asking about in the first place, and that's why it wasn't there.
Well, 3 billion user accounts were breached at Yahoo in 2013, 145 million at eBay in 2014, 143 million at Equifax in 2017, 78 million at Anthem in 2015, 76 million at JP Morgan Chase in 2014.
I'm actually surprised I wasn't affected by that because my bank is Chase.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's definitely a lying bullshitter right now. I mean, like he's just doing he's just trying the best he can to just like brush this whole Cambridge Analytica shit under the rug, and hopefully just most of his followers on Facebook or whatever, or just whoever likes him in some respect, will be like, oh, okay, yeah, everything's all good.
That's really hard to do when it's mostly broken glass.
Or just very thin eggshells too. Either or, yeah. I mean,
or poop. You know,
oh God!
Either way, it's
either way,
eventually. It's gonna stink.
Yeah, it's bad.
The list goes on and on. The security of all that private data is gone, likely sold many times over to the highest bidder on the dark web. We live in an information age. Data breaches
or Cambridge
and privacy hacks are not a question of if; they're a question of when. The case with Facebook is slightly different. The 87 million accounts extracted by Cambridge Analytica are just the beginning, with likely dozens of other third parties that have accessed this information. As far as we know, the dam is still broken. As you have noted, Mr. Zuckerberg, Facebook's business model is based on capitalizing on the private personal information of your users. Data security should be a central pillar of this model. And with your latest vast breach of privacy and the widespread political manipulation that followed it, the question this committee must ask itself is what role the federal government should play in protecting the American people and the democratic institutions that your platform and others like it have put at risk. In this case, you gave permission to mine the data of some 87 million users based on the deceptive consent of just a fraction of that number. When they found out I was going to be speaking with you today, my constituents asked me to share some of their concerns in person. How can they protect themselves on your platform? Why should they trust you again with their likes, their loves, their lives? Users trusted Facebook to prioritize user privacy and data security, and that trust has been shattered. I'm encouraged that Facebook is committed to making changes, but I am indeed wary that you are only acting now out of concern for your brand and only making changes that should have been made a long time ago.
No, keep going.
We have described this as an arms race. Every time we saw what precautions you have, or in most cases not taken, your company is
damn it, dude, under pressure.
I'm left wondering again why Congress should trust you again. We'll be watching you closely to ensure that Facebook follows through on these commitments. Many of my constituents have asked about your business model, where users are the product. Mary of Half Moon in my district called it infuriating, infuriating. Andy of Schenectady, New York asked, why doesn't Facebook pay its users for their incredibly valuable data? Facebook claims that users rightly own and control their data,
this should
and
be
their data keeps being exposed on your platform, and these breaches cause more and more harm each time. You have said that Facebook was built to exploit users, but having their information abused with absolutely no recourse. In light of this harm, what liability should Facebook have? When users' data is mishandled, who is responsible, and what recourse can users have? Do you bear that liability?
Okay, I'm going to stop that before I get a copyright strike.
Yeah. We're not going to play the whole song.
Yeah.
It's just like that intro.
Oh, damn, look at Facebook's stocks, dude. They dropped. Hold on, we got to show that. We got to show that. Dude, look at that.
They're so low, they're like below Mariana's Trench waving to Satan, saying hi.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. Fuck. That's bad. Dude, I can't wait to get my computers fixed up so I can just switch screens instead of like flipping my phone and shit. But that's bad.
Was that just overnight too? Or?
I don't know. Was that overnight?
Let's look at that again.
Yeah, let's look at that one more time. No, that was within 2 minutes. That was within 1 minute, dude. That was within seconds, actually. Look at that time. Holy shit. Oh, fuck. That's bad. That's bad, dude. Oh. That's dropped. That's dropped. Okay. So that's the 1 minute. That's 12:51 right here. Right there. So about 12:50 52. So about 12. Yeah, that was within 15 seconds. 16, 17, 18. Oh my, that's bad, dude. Holy shit.
Actually, we made significant changes to the platform in 2014.
Zuckerberg. Uses content helps make ads more relevant. You know, this little headline right here is true. Users' content helps make ads more relevant because
that is true, yeah.
Yeah, because
then they can know
every time he opens
things to market for them.
Every time he opens his mouth, it drops.
Condoms and you don't do it in incognito window. Suddenly in Facebook, it's like new Trojan thin layer with ribs. For her.
Like because on Facebook I follow a lot of like left leaning and Democratic Socialist leaning or stuff. I get a lot. I literally have this one thing that keeps popping up called People's Tees, and they have like Marxist related stuff. I actually have one of their sweaters. And
whose eyes are more sunken right now? Hers, his, or his?
Oh, jeez, they all just look so like she doesn't want to be here. Just look at her. She doesn't want to be here.
She looks like she's having like a fucking Vietnam flashback, or even like a Hoth flashback.
Oh.
It's like all those AT-ATs just killed her friends and fucking turned them to ash.
Oh.
And then Darth Vader came and she was lucky that they didn't, he didn't force choke her or some shit.
Oh shit, dude.
Okay,
What's his
comment
comment on
happen again today?
Every time he opens his mouth, it drops.
Because this whole app got people to use it back in 2013 and 2014. And if we had made the changes a couple of years earlier, then when we were
Gentlemen's time expired.
That's pretty much about it for that. Top takeaways from his first hearing are right here. What was that one comment? It'll pop up in a sec. Oh. Looks like I'm here. You are indeed looks like you're on person. If you want, you can share it because we're probably going to be here for like another hour or so. You're summoned to a hearing on Capitol Hill.
There is something very hypocritical about this, though. And, the U.S. government is like, prosecuting him for selling private information, yet the NSA, infringes on your Fourth Amendment right pretty much all the time.
Yeah. Well, it's also, and also in a way, the Eighth Amendment, because it is, because in a lot of ways there's unusual extrajudicial punishment to being done.
Oh, yeah.
Well, cruel too, as well, because there's Abu Ghraib, Guantanamo, that list goes on. Yeah.
We didn't take a broad enough view of our responsibility, and that was a big mistake. It was my mistake, and I'm sorry.
Well, the
They're not.
contours of the Cambridge Analytica situation are...
A political consultant company hired by the Trump campaign, which is Cambridge Analytica. So that's part of the reason why it's got so much backlash right now is because the Trump campaign hired Cambridge Analytica to support their campaign, essentially.
Still coming to light. There was clearly a breach of consumer trust.
I started Facebook, I run it, and I'm responsible for what happens here.
You are responsible, that's true. Many on social media made fun of his robotic mannerisms and created memes. Well, that's, yeah. Mark Zuckerberg needed a boosted seat to testify before Congress. The only meme he needed today. Oh, he does have a little boosted seat in there. That's probably for that extra comfort. Several experts from Silicon Valley use it. What was that? As a ruthless businessman, from Silicon Valley. But several experts from Silicon Valley view Zuckerberg as a ruthless businessman, and honestly, he looks like it. It's pretty obvious. He became a billionaire in his early 20s. With that amount of power, how do you not let this type of shit get over your head?
Well, yeah, and especially, he's pretty much just like a real-life Lex Luthor in a lot of ways. Not talking about Jesse Eisenberg Lex Luthor, because that was fucking awful.
Yeah, that's for sure.
There was...
I'm actually gonna pull up our own stream on.
So actually, Lex Luthor had a pretty good reputation.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute it so I can put it right here so we can see the live chats right here so I don't have to look at my phone. He's sorry. They're all sorry. Crooks, the swamp people. There we go. That's perfect. Now I can read them there, and I can actually keep them staying there, and plus I could probably write a comment on there if I need to or whatever. But okay, I'm gonna at least get it zoomed down so I don't see myself doing the same shit all the time, because that's a little weird. Come on. Okay. Anyway, back to this video. Where was it? Here we go. At one point in the first hearing, Zuckerberg has left a note open while on break. Left his notes open while on break. Oh, let's read this. Let's read it. All right, guy, we're gonna read it. I'm gonna pull it up. Oh shit, we got another one. It's right on.
Important issue, but no credit card information on.
Here we go.
Social.
All right. If you guys just want to go ahead and give it a quick pause, go ahead and just read that if you want.
Shared.
Or if you want to wait until the stream's over. This is around the 30-minute mark.
Access to Facebook information like their public profile pages,
important
friends list. Plus birthday.
People gave Kogan access to Facebook information like their public profile pages, friends list plus birthday, same for friends whose settings allowed sharing. 2014 changes meant it could happen now, restricted apps access to the data even further. So, okay, well, let's read on, because it might go through over here. Oh, well, it didn't. Tim Cook on Biz Model. At Facebook, we try hard to charge you less. In fact, we're free. Well, what? That makes no sense. You're a free app, duh. On data, we're similar. When you saw an app on your iPhone, it gives you access to some information, just like when you log in with Facebook. Lots of stories about apps misusing Apple data. Never seen Apple notify people. Important, you hold everyone to the same standard.
You don't think you have a monopoly?
It certainly doesn't feel like that to me.
Okay.
That is true. Nothing's free in this world.
More crafting with food, right? Congressman, that is an accurate description of the prank website that I made when I was South Africa.
How does Facebook objectively...
Republican lawmakers believe Facebook is politically biased. I honestly disagree with that.
I kind of do, actually.
I mean, not like completely, because there is evidence that they silence. They have silenced certain.
That aspect of maybe.
But it's not just but it's not just conservative or right wing leaning hosts. It's also
progressive.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the progressive Bernie Krat wing of the Democrat. Yeah, I mean, it's on both sides on this issue. So, I mean, so to an extent, yes, but I don't think they're purposely being like. Well, I guess in some extent they are.
I don't think it's motivated by a political agenda.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not motivated by a specific.
I guess they just want
to
keep everyone in their echo chambers.
Yeah, it's mainly pandering to diversity and acceptance, but
basic bitches.
Yeah, I mean, while diversity and acceptance is totally not a bad thing at all, definitely not. It's just that when the radicals of these issues, which is generally the PC SJW culture, when they make it so extreme, then you eventually start contradicting your own beliefs without even realizing it. And and it is really unfortunate. But honestly, this whole PC SJW culture is really dying out. I haven't
I'm so glad.
Yeah, the most recent thing I've seen was literally Jimmy Kimmel made a homophobic joke. According to only a few in the LGBTQ community. Only a few, which is the main key point. So even though there was a bunch of very loud minority outlash on the whole thing, there definitely wasn't any... the joke itself, if you go on his feed, Twitter feed, I'm sure you'll find it. I'm not going to be able to pull it up. But... the joke wasn't homophobic at all, and I mean, it was actually quite hilarious, to be honest. It was more like a master and his puppet type of situation. Like, that was kind of the thing. It was basically joking how he's going to be on top, but you much rather prefer to be a bottom. and I guess some of the LGBT didn't like that, but from what I've also read, a lot of people in the LGBT...
just a vocal minority.
Yeah, like a lot of the people in the LGBT community either didn't care or thought the joke was hilarious too. So, I mean, that's just an example of, that type of culture.
In that case, you might as well say, oh, it's homophobic, because an epic rap battle has made a joke about, like, they call him Mitt Romney because the establishment uses him as a puppet and sticks their hand in his ass.
I remember around, like, when Mitt Romney was relevant.
I thought it was funny.
I remember back when Mitt Romney was still relevant, like in 2012. I made it, like, I was in 6th grade, so, I didn't really give a fuck about anything in politics at the time at all. But without even thinking about how, he really is, I was just like, I'm gonna name him Baseball Mint CD-ROM Kneecap. I don't know why, but because...
I remember that.
Yeah, because
we didn't want to say his name because it pissed us off.
Yeah, I think that we were just funny. We were triggered at his very name, so I was just like, I can't say his name. Like, there was just something about his name that just pissed me off. But that's obvious now why I won't like him. I mean, now that I'm pretty politically involved now. Let's get back into
What
this.
acceptable news, what safeguards exist to ensure that a religious or conservative content is treated fairly? Do you subjectively manipulate your...
I'm gonna slow it down just a little bit. Get the
toilet paper.
Yeah.
algorithms to prioritize or censor speech?
Was there a directive to put a bias in? First, are you aware of this bias that many people have looked at and analyzed and seen?
Why is Facebook censoring conservative bloggers such as Diamond and Silk? Facebook called them unsafe to the...
Republicans question Facebook's past with the Obama campaign and blogger censorship. So this is some evidence of that political bias, quote unquote, but again, I just don't feel like it's a specific agenda because there's even people who called Obama out on the left. I mean, the perfect example is Cenk Uygur on MSNBC when he had his little weekend show. I personally have never seen it because, I'm a kid. I don't give a fuck.
Germ strikes too.
Like he called him out on that shit, and then he got promoted for like a part-time show as like a filler, which was actually a demotion while giving him extra money to basically shut him up. And he's like, no, I'm not taking that, so he quit. And then he started the Young Turks. But that's just one example at the time of this.
His eyes.
Oh my, yeah,
pure fear.
Yeah, here, let me get his eyes going. Look at that.
He looks genuinely afraid.
Yeah, he looks like he's contemplating what he's like, this ain't gonna go right for me. This is not gonna go well.
Am I gonna be able to endure a Bubba raping my ass in prison?
I don't know if it'll go that bad, but oh my god.
I mean, in that case, we need to arrest members of the NSA if we're gonna, prosecute someone and put them on trial for selling private information.
Yeah, honestly, in time, I believe the Patriot is going to get repealed. It better be. Seeing how, especially Bernie's message, man. I mean, fuck. If Bernie doesn't run in 2020, I'm generally or at least someone like him, there honestly won't be any hope. But considering that everything that Bernie's doing right now is like going towards a 2020 campaign, along with a couple of other notable progressive figures like Tulsi Gabbard, Nina Turner is another one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm personally more fond of Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, have you seen Tulsi Gabbard? He's too old. I mean, he is too old, but for me, I wouldn't care, to be honest. I would vote for the fucking wheelchair he sat in. But I do agree we need a younger person, which is why I'm very fond of Tulsi Gabbard. I think my dream team would either have to be Bernie as Prez and Gabbard as VP, so Gabbard can handle pretty much all the foreign policy, and then Bernie handles a lot of the and domestic policy. I think that would be a perfect combo. Or Tulsi Gabbard as president and Bernie as VP. Because we really need progressives like him have an effect, and hopefully in
we just need progressives to control everything.
Yeah, in 2018, there is a lot of hope going on. That's for sure. I I've been hearing a lot of things of Texas runs, the California Senate race with Feinstein and Allison Hartson's like
Isn't
fucking.
she already getting defeated though?
Allison Hartson?
No.
No.
Dianne Feinstein. Or didn't she already get defeated?
No. She's still going to be a senator until she gets voted out, which is going to happen in the elections in 2018 at some point.
Nice.
I think some just die in their seats, and who knows. Yeah, I mean, they either retire and then don't do anything for like 10 years and then just wither off, or they literally die in office. Like, there's just not enough young people. Still vote button, don't get pushed. Oh yeah, I mean, I was, like when I, back in the 2016 elections, I was contemplating who to vote for, because it was so tough. There was a little part of me that was saying, suck it up, try to, vote for Hillary just so
I didn't.
Yeah, I couldn't in the end. Don't worry, I did not, because I fucking hate the bitch. But I was only thinking about just so Trump wouldn't get in office, but some part of me...
That was futile.
Yeah, some part of me knew it's it ain't gonna work, and... So I just voted for Jill Stein anyway.
At that
and
point,
plus,
we were cheated out of even voting for Bernie because he was cheated out of the primary.
I accidentally cheated myself because I didn't change my political affiliation to independent to Democratic quick enough. But because Oregon's a close primary, which is some bullshit, I don't like close primaries. You need a wider representation in age, not just color and sex. Yeah, and also in political ideologies too. I mean, that's why the Green Party, the Libertarian Party, Democratic Socialist Party, all of them are very important, and they definitely need to get a bigger boost in American politics. And I mean, what I want is just a three-pronged attack from all sides, essentially, against this establishment. I want the Bernicrats and the Justice Democrats, if you're not familiar with them. They're trying to go within the party to take it over and get a wider representation for the populist left agenda, which is...
It's like that Egyptian mythological monster trying to eat things from the inside out. That's essentially what the Justice Democrats' mission is.
Yeah. While, while there was some controversy with them back then, I support the candidates of them, of the Justice Democrats, which is who I'm specifically mainly talking about. The organizations kind of had their ups and downs, so, but the candidates themselves that they have are just fucking great. They have 50 plus candidates right now, and
nice.
A few of them are definitely senators.
It's still growing.
Yeah, it really is. And when they first popped up, they were just a fucking music to my ears.
I remember when Kyle Kalinske, who was saying, oh, now we have 27. He was even baffled at that.
Yeah,
and then suddenly it's now we have 30-something. Now I got 40-something.
Now he just can't. Now he doesn't even he doesn't even know how many now. I mean, since he's not affiliated with them anymore.
Unfortunately, because even though he was one of the co-founders along with Cenk Uygur, but they try to kick out Cenk Uygur. They try to kick out their own leader.
Yeah, they did was honestly a Republican type attack, which was we're gonna look at his old past and then we're gonna call him out on it.
And Cenk Uygur was a Republican and he made some dumb essay about Hawaii. He's frustrated that he doesn't get chicks. But the thing is that's like calling me out for being in kindergarten and making a poopy joke back then. Who the fuck cares?
For real, dude. And it. That was back when they were at that point really trying to grasp with straws that SJW type culture. But since then, honestly, I haven't really heard a lot of major impacts in the public media world on this culture. It's mainly just mainly what's going on with the investigations, the Syria thing, which we're about to get into here in a sec, and the whole, I mean, it's just pretty, but, so, for the Syria issue, this is actually really, I don't like Fox News at all.
One of the most surprising things I've ever seen come out of Fox News. It's the first time in a long time that have actually seen anything with common fucking sense come out of Fox News.
That is so true.
That is, it's surprising.
It really is. Like, and
like this is coming from the guy who moronically denied climate change despite the fact that he was proven with a scientist giving him a map chart.
Well, it wasn't a scientist. Guy he was interviewing, Josh Fox, he's an environmentalist, but he's not a scientist, but he had scientific data to back his shit up.
Well, still, though.
Yeah. So, you know, but he was playing on, he wasn't really denying it, he was playing the fat major skeptic, like, just a skeptic. Like, well, I don't know, I mean, you know, what's the big deal? And it's like, here's the big deal, and it's like, well, like, that's basically his response. So, I mean, anyway, let's what he has to say about this whole thing, because he's asking why Washington's united under this whole Syria conflict, and it really, honestly, I'm gonna just give some praise to Carlson here for what he's doing. Like,
I think it's pretty.
I'm really glad that there are some conservatives who still hold that conservative idea of non-interventionism. Because when you think about it, non-interventionism is a conservative idea because you want to like conserve your money, your finances, your manpower, and not intervene in anything, which is a conservative idea. Actually, one of my old conservative friends, I won't give his name out, but he was talking to me about this at work one day, and we were just discussing some politics and shit. But yeah, and after that, he kind of, that's the thing. I was talking with a conservative. I'm socialist leaning, and I was able to have a decent conversation with them. So, which goes into a point in like the media just puts these divides for no fucking reason, because most people generally are reasonable and are willing to discuss. But I think we'll be at war tonight or tomorrow with Syria. Russia's rattling about it. Yeah, like I'm really, here's something from RT about this, which actually I'll put up here in a sec, but we'll get into that.
It's funny, like I call myself a classical liberal, but like most people, like when they hear the word liberal, they're like, liberal, you know, I'm disgusted. But then when they actually
you libtard commie scum.
I know, and when they hear my arguments, they're like, you're not a communist at all. I'm like, no, I'm just a capitalist that just believes in restrictions. You know, like no private prisons.
Yeah, and I personally go farther as to say, you know, I encourage small business growth, which I really don't see that as capitalism, because small businesses are usually ran by local communities, and you got Turkey and Iran supporting them. Wait, so Turkey is supporting Russia? I'm not too sure about that, because Turkey is a NATO ally. They're not part of Russia's pact. So Turkey would most likely be supporting us in that situation. I'm going to look that up really quick, though, just to confirm that, because from my knowledge, I wouldn't see why Turkey, who's under NATO, support part of Syria. Yeah, let me double check on that really quick here. Here, I'll let this play out so we can hear what... I'll let this play out here. Put in full screen, speed up a little.
Well, virtually all of official Washington, Republicans and Democrats, have united behind the idea that the United States has a moral obligation to go deeper into war in Syria. We already have thousands of troops in Syria. They wouldn't know it from watching the other Robert Mueller-based channels. They're all Stormy Daniels all the time. But it's true we do, and one American soldier has already died in Syria. We've killed hundreds of Russian citizens so far there, and launched in a series of cruise missiles. But that's not enough, the pundits say. We need a real war, something big and deadly.
Oh, shit, yeah, you're right, man.
President Assad's poison gas attack on his own citizens over the weekend. Here's some of the growing consensus.
Okay, so Turkey's ever Alright, so this is from The Guardian I'm reading. Turkey's ever closer ties with Russia, leaving U.S. key ally on Syria. Limiting U.S. influence in the Middle East is not only shared interests of Russia and Turkey's autocratic leaders. Oh, wow. Whoa, so this is partially confusing because Turkey... Yeah, here we go. To the dismay of NATO and the EU, the subsequent rapprochement has been rapid, fueled by shared self-interest, especially in Syria. Both Erdogan and Putin want to shape any post-war settlement to their advantage. Geopolitics is so fucking great, ain't it? To this end, they launched with Iran the so-called Astana peace process, rivaling talks overseen by the UN. Putin personally commiserated with Erdogan after the 2016 coup attempt, assuring him of Moscow's full support, which was an important movement for two instinctive autocrats who feared the powerful verdict of the streets. Since then, bilateral cooperation on nuclear power, energy pipelines from Russia to Turkey and Europe, tourism, investment, arms sales, and military-to-military ties have reached unprecedented levels, according to the IISS think tank. Erdogan and Putin share another aim: curbing U.S. influence in the Middle East.
Ooh.
You know.
So does that mean they left NATO then?
Yeah. I don't think so, because it says to the dismay of NATO and the EU. I don't know why I had trouble saying that. Subsequent repercussion has been rapid. I mean, it sounds like even though they are part of NATO, I mean, I don't know. Does it say they kicked themselves out, or they left, or what happened?
That they resigned?
This would have been some big news, to be honest. I mean,
but it didn't even get enough media coverage. That really goes to show how wonderful the mainstream media of the USA is, right?
Yeah.
America. Yeah. God.
Erdogan and Putin share another... oh, you just read that. And for Russia, courting Turkey brings additional benefits, sowing discord within NATO. So, yeah, NATO is... so Turkey is still within NATO, but there is a political advantage for them being in there, and that is to sow discord. Essentially, rock that boat and fuck with NATO a little bit. And limiting U.S. military operations in Syria when, as now, push may come to shove. Oh my god. Turkey squeeze. Here's another one. I'm gonna read this one really quick. Fuck you and your cookies! No! So the article summary of Al Monitor, the pulse of the Middle East. So I don't know how credible this is, so a grain of salt, everybody. But we'll continue to read. Since the suspected chemical weapons attack by Syrian regime forces in Douma, Turkey has been producing conflicting messages, visibly torn between its strategic interests in Syria and ties to NATO and the West. Let's find something important about this. Ankara's immediate response to the gruesome images coming out of Ghouta was unequivocally in favor of intervention. Presidential spokesman Ibrahim Kalin declared on Monday the Syrian regime will have to pay a price. Government spokesman Bakir Bozdag chimed in via Twitter with calls for retaliation. Bozdag wrote, "We hope that the Syrian regime's chemical attack will not be left unanswered this time." So, yeah, this is very conflicting, because... they're for this, they're calling for an intervention in Syria.
Oh my god.
Against Assad.
Yeah, that
these.
is very contradictory.
But following a statement from the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and telephone exchange between the Russian president and his Turkish counterpart, Erdogan, or Recep Tayyip Erdogan, his fucking weird ass name. I just nicknamed him the Turkish Hitler, because that's who he is. Ankara abruptly changed its tune. Within hours of Kalin's comments, Lavrov suggested that Russian acquiescence for Turkey's military occupation of Afrin, a mainly Kurdish enclave in northwestern Syria, has evaporated. Lavrov said he expected Turkey to hand over Afrin to the regime. The details of Putin-Erdogan conversation held later that day remained vague, but the effects were immediate. Bozdag said the allegation of chemical attack needed to be assessed by experts. Erdogan told members of his ruling Justice and Development Party in Parliament yesterday, "I curse those who carried out the massacres in eastern Ghouta and Douma. Whoever committed them will pay a heavy price." Erdogan stopped short, however, of assigning blame. When reporters pressed him to comment on a likely U.S. strike against the Syrian regime, he twice responded, "We are following events."
I think Erdogan's a fucking moron because, we pretty much did the same thing by voting for the Iraq War after 9/11. And then after that, not only did we kill more people in fucking Iraq.
If we go to war, we're not... If we go to war, Trump's not surviving this term. He's not.
No, but also that could possibly lead up to World War III. That's like NATO versus Russia. And I ain't about that shit. I ain't having that.
It's going, like, the main boys of the war will be Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the United States. I already made this prediction on Twitter, and the opposing side looks like Turkey now, or at least they're going to be very conflicted until a little later.
Yeah,
it's going to be Russia. It's going to be Russia, Iran, Syria versus Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the United States, and Turkey might be involved for the Russian side.
Yeah.
Russia's been threatening. Well, I mean, we kind of instigated a little bit of the threatness. Yeah, mainly with the calls for, like, we're about to get into it with Carlson here. He's going to essentially talk about it.
And it's surprising what he says.
Yeah, and yeah, like the early call for intervention and how we should get involved now, send ground troops and all this shit, you know, and essentially been bombing them now. I haven't seen any articles, but I believe it. I definitely do. But yeah, it's definitely insane.
Assad and his inner circle should be considered war criminals.
This is Lindsey Graham, by the way. This ain't him.
Military targets. If you have the opportunity to take him out, you should.
It's very clear to me that this president, after using such rhetoric on Sunday, has to take stronger military action than we did last year.
We have a leader who is now a war criminal, supported by the Iranians and the Russians. That demands a strong and risky response. If the West won't stand up when a leader uses gas multiple times against his own people, we live in a very dangerous world. So that's the consent.
Introduce your name, boy. Someone is asking.
Me?
Yes.
I'm Tyler.
All right, there we go.
Nice to meet you.
Old age brain fart. Hey, I have brain farts sometimes too. The weed doesn't really help with that. Sometimes it does, actually. Like, I'll like pop up some thought I was thinking about earlier in the day and be like, oh shit, I remember that. But sometimes it doesn't. But anyway.
Since last time we asked the obvious questions about it, before we go to war, are we sure all of this is real? Do we really know that Assad was behind the gas attack? It's not a defense of Assad, but it's an obvious question. How could we know that conclusively so soon after the attack happened? We didn't have any Americans on the ground. And why would Assad do that, given the certainty it would hurt his own interests? And while we're on the subject, by the way, why is a war in Syria a good idea for the United States in the first place? How would it make us safer, happier, more prosperous? Those seem like reasonable questions to us. In fact, the exact questions you want your policymakers to ask. But no, they're not asking them, and they're offended to hear them. The first person we asked those questions to, Republican Senator Roger Wicker of Mississippi, implied that we were somehow allied with Vladimir Putin just for asking. Other than that, Wicker had no answers at all. It was embarrassing, and he didn't seem embarrassed at all. Others just denounced us right off the top. Jennifer Rubin of the Washington Post tweeted this, "He is insane," meaning me. "Fox is not a news organization." That is all. Noah Rothman of commentary called this show, quote, "nothing less than undiluted Russian propaganda." Seth Mandel of the New York Post summarized the criticism.
It really surprises me how a lot of the neoliberal establishment left just pulls this warmongering, like, neocon warhawk strategy, and with this McCarthyism.
They don't act.
It really just, I don't even know what to say about it, because I'm just so fucking mind-boggled.
The Republicans, back then, during that
Remember back
era,
in 2012 when Obama said to Mitt Romney, the 1980s called, they want their foreign policy back. Well, to Mitt Romney, because Mitt Romney wanted to instigate with Russia in 2012 during the general election. Like, I don't literally remember it.
The Democrats are doing it now.
Yeah, and
it's like
now
weird,
some Republicans some Republicans are kind of cucking up to the Democrats, but pretty much 95% of Republicans don't want to go to war with Russia. I mean, and that's just the establishment.
I think it's just most people.
Now, 99.999% of Americans don't want to go to war.
Yeah,
that's just a fucking, like, dude, we're in 8 right now. And how much does Afghanistan cost alone? Like, I think 13 trillion, 17 trillion, something like that.
Probably a number beyond our comprehension. Just
you can look it up. I mean, you can look at the numbers up. I mean, we can comprehend it. You just got to find the numbers. But it's fucked either way. Yeah.
We just spend too much on fucking military when we should be spending it on,
universal health care. You want to know how much it
fucking water, clean water in some cities, like mostly Michigan.
Yeah.
I think
I really do take for granted it being in Portland, because not just for a lot of just the laws and just how it is, and it's chill as fuck, but also just because we have little fountains all over downtown Portland, and we even have one in our little town here because we're
oversized water without fluoride too.
Yeah.
No fluoride. They actually voted against the fluoride decision.
Yeah, I mean.
So
yeah,
like
you want to know how much? Yeah, and I was about to.
Liberals trying to put fluoride in our water. No, that's not true. They voted against that too.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, you want to know how much it would cost to feed all the homeless and just just feed everybody worldwide is about I think 300 or 33 billion or something like that. And I think to house all the homeless in America is about 330 million. And, even today, I'm just gonna say this little story. Even today, there was a homeless woman with a little puppy, and honestly, the puppy was cute as fuck. But she was like, "Excuse me, I live in town. Would you be able to buy food for me?" And I'm like, "No. First of all, sorry, but no." But fuck, do I wish I can do something about it though? It's just like I felt bad for turning it down, but it's like. I don't even really have that much money right now. Like, I can barely afford to feed myself shit. Well, I mean, that's not true, but I mean, there's times where, it's just like, fuck. I only got like $5.
Of course, a lot of them use cute dogs to actually manipulate people into doing that too.
Yeah, I almost was tempted to just talk to her just for the puppy alone, and then I realized maybe I shouldn't, but it's a cute dog. Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, she kept, walking around on the train, talking with other people too about it, and it's just like, man, I just feel so bad because it's like, she doesn't even look like she was on drugs for the most part. It looked like she was just literally just a homeless woman, just like because she got fucked by the system. And especially, I mean, Portland also has very bad housing market rates, so that also, and
I've seen a tiny housing market 7 digits, literally $1 million.
Yeah,
just a tiny fucking house.
Yeah, and that's just to buy it and own it. Like renting is just a whole new story on its own because that's 1,000 or even 2,000, and if you want a good one, up to 4,000 a month.
At least it's not as bad as New York, though.
Oh God.
New York's housing market is much worse.
Where's my cat? She's not in my room. I don't know where she went. She's probably chilling somewhere.
But this is perfectly when he tweeted this, very simply, shut the F up. Is it a threat to
I'm actually gonna pull this up here because we got Glenn Greenwald being interviewed, which actually really surprises me because I actually like Glenn Greenwald a lot. I actually have one of his books. Which, I think it's pretty important.
World order and to us and to its neighbors. I think those are all fair questions. But why the universal attempt in the media here in this country, left and right, to shut down a meaningful conversation about it?
Here it is. Glenn Greenwald, no place
to hide. The only time I think that the media praised Donald Trump was almost 1 year ago today when he bombed an airfield in Syria in response to what had been alleged at the time was a chemical attack by the Assad regime. People who hate Donald Trump and go on air every day took a break for 24 hours to proclaim him presidential because that's what U.S. presidents in their eyes do, is they just drop bombs on other countries with no declaration of war, no reason why U.S. interest or the U.S. borders are at stake.
Basically what everyone knows.
When it happens. So I think that's just the ethos in Washington, that not only is it just an inherently good and presidential thing to do to drop bombs on other countries, that's why polls around the world show that the greatest threat to world peace in the eyes of the public around the world is the United States. But also, Adam Smith wrote 300 years ago that the reason people who live...
I'm okay, I still have to roast Tucker Carlson for one thing. His fucking face is just always like this confused, perplexed look like... Huh? It's like, what?
Resting bitch face.
It's not even a resting bitch face, it's just like a resting, confused, perplexed, but almost angrily confused look.
Capitals and the elites in countries love to watch their countries bomb other countries is because it gives them a sense of excitement and purpose and kind of this pulsating stimulation. And I think that's a really big part of it. It doesn't matter whether it will accomplish anything. It just makes us feel strong and powerful and purposeful to do, and so it just bombs away.
Because America!
I think that's right. I mean, I think human nature explains a lot of this. I agree completely. But journalists exist to push back against that. Not necessarily against war, but against a heedless rush toward anything. I mean, our job is to be skeptical and ask real questions. Why is no one doing that, and anyone who does is attacked?
So, you know, the just about every name that you mentioned in the media who attacked you for raising questions about whether or not we ought to actually go and bomb another country are all essentially neocons. They're the same people who were doing this in 2002 and 2003, saying anyone who asked questions about whether we should actually go to war and remove Saddam Hussein was an admirer of the Saddam regime. They did the same in 2011 when it came time to remove Gaddafi. They said if you're against that war, it means you love Gaddafi and you want to see him slaughter people. It's just the standard tactic. And when we have that...
You know, I am just going to be really surprised. Like, I did pull a bunch of segments up with Tuckerson, but due to time, and I did see my phone service was about to die soon. So, it's at 50%. But I'm just going to skip a little bit, just because, I mean, because I'm mainly just showing it just because it's like, you know, you would think you would see this on MSNBC or something. Or even CNN, to an extent. Like, but we're seeing this on Fox News.
That's really surprising, and like, I'm still gonna take it with a grain of salt though, because like, you know, I don't want to like just accept
bad shit tonight.
Everything or like everything that I hear that I want to hear, because then that's
don't
just
worry,
confirmation bias.
Yeah, don't worry. We do have some funny things I want to pop into. Cause,
yeah,
I do have one more. Well, I guess two more little things. I'll just skip the more part, but I guess I'll skip the that segment of Flash Fried from earlier today. There's actually a good segment on Deep Fat Fried that they did earlier today, which is about the whole Russian-Syria thing. So if you want to go ahead and check that out for a little bit more insight, go ahead. And it's Deep Fat Fried. That's what they call it. But I was going to pull a segment on them. Very conservative. Yeah, I mean, the Fox News is literally the Republican the Republican propaganda outlet, and MSNBC is the Democratic propaganda outlet, and CNN is the neutrality bias outlet. But just look at this shit. You know what I really hate about YouTube? Look at that. We got RT is funded in whole or part by the Russian government. Like, that's just gross. Ugh. I mean, it isn't just RT. I follow a bunch of other news outlets from around the world. I follow France 24, which goes into French politics and news. BBC, of course. I also follow Telegram, I think it's called, which they're Latin America news and politics. I follow Al Jazeera. You know, I can go down the list, but anyway, this is this RT thing, which I just pulled up, I haven't seen yet, is Putin, we don't protect Assad, we protect Syria from becoming Libya. So I'm gonna, I might as well put subtitles on here and do that little.
Shifting gears to Syria, our president has said that you're backing an evil guy there. He said Assad is an evil guy. Do you believe that?
Being what? That Assad is an evil man? An evil guy? You've got to ask the other leaders who have communicated with Assad. He was more often in Europe after being elected than in Russia. It is not President Assad whom we're protecting there. We're protecting the Syrian statehood. We don't want there in Syria to be a situation similar to that in Libya or in Somalia.
Did they have to get the Stephen Hawking impersonator to do this? Holy fuck.
Or in Afghanistan, and Afghanistan NATO has been present for many years, but this issue is not...
Oh, they took RT off your cable? Fuck. That's... Damn.
Oh my god, wait, who did that?
Probably one of the service providers, like Comcast or Xfinity.
Oh.
I have
disgusting.
I have a DirecTV that doesn't really mean anything, I guess. I guess it means that they're one of like the fat companies that used to be part of Comcast.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't really watch TV, and whenever it's on, it's usually my dad just watching the Science Channel, National Geographic, or one of those channels. So mainly, news is never being played on TV. Like, the only news I get is literally online, which is why I think independent media is so popular. Is because, you know, no one wants to listen to the TV anymore. It's just fucking redundantly lame.
Well, not only that, but it's just like every single media outlet on television mostly is incredibly biased, and you know they're not out and
because
representing
six major corporations own all the media.
Well, the fucking Rothschilds own the media, of course. They want to.
There's six major companies that do. So just spun twice.
Why the Rothschilds?
Is my stream okay? I'm not too sure. Hold up. I'm actually gonna do something real quick in hopes to save the stream for a little longer. It should be okay. I'm not exactly too sure if there's anything going wrong. It looks fine on my end. Here, like I'll even let me see here. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna save the stream because my phone's at like 5% and I don't want it to die yet. I'm not done speaking my mind. We're hoping that saves it for a little bit. Well, help. Fist got plugged in again. Okay. Hopefully that does something. Alright, so...
Changing for the better. We want to preserve the Syrian statehood. And on the basis of resolving this fundamental issue, we would like them to move towards...
Oh, that didn't do anything. My phone did something.
Probably everyone is there
but it should be okay now.
But let's not forget that were it not for inactive interference from outside, the civil war would probably not have broken out. What is President Assad being accused of recently? We know he's accused about using chemical weapons, but there's no evidence to support that whatsoever. Right?
So essentially, I'm just going to give a rundown really quick. He's essentially just saying that there's no evidence of Assad actually doing the attack, and that's true. You know, there's not. I mean, even the past attacks, a lot of the evidence was even going towards the rebels like Al Qaeda that were in the region. So, if it's like I literally don't know who actually did the attack, but it could could have really been anyone. But now that we got most of that sad, decrepit shit out of the way, let's roast Pauly Shore for a little bit. Because oh my God, Pauly Shore. Because I'm actually gonna go on one thing really quick. His mother, Mitzi Shore, who's the owner of the Comedy Store, which is a very popular comedy spot in LA, died. Well, no,
I'm an ass though.
She is awesome, actually. Mitzi is actually a great woman. It's just that her son is just such a fail.
I know.
Mitzi Shore, the den mother of some berserk's Club Scout pack, as Letterman once said, David Letterman, and yeah, and in the 70s, David Letterman babysat her children. Jay Leno slept on the back stairs of her Sunset Strip Club, and where Jim Carrey later tended the door. So it's, yeah, like all the big hits you hear in comedy.
The people who are actually funny.
Yeah. Shore, who regarded as the gold mother of comedy in LA, and whose Comedy Store was one of the most important showcases for stand-up comedy in the country, died Wednesday after battling Parkinson's. Damn.
Oh, shit.
According to a statement from the store, she died of 87. She was an
great.
extraordinary businesswoman and decades ahead of her time who cultivated and celebrated the artistry of stand-up comedy. She was also a loving mother, not only to her 4 children, but to the myriad of comedians who adored her. She leaves behind an incredible mark and legacy who has helped change the face of comedy. We will miss her dearly, the statement said. Yeah, and then I found the last, before we go into Pauly Shore really quick, the last little article, which actually happened to be on here, is a new rule in Portland, which I actually think goes elsewhere as well. Here it is. So it says, why did no one tell drivers with no tickets for 3 years about this new rule? And it says, in Oregon, this one simple truth, your car insurance company doesn't want you to know. Because, of course, they don't want you to, because they want to,
shill you as much as possible.
Yeah, and squeeze every dime of your dollar. And if you are... Oops. If you're currently insured, drive less than 50 miles a day, and have a qualified zip code, you can get extremely high discount. Additionally, if you have no DUIs, you can get even more discounts, but if you think your auto insurance company will tell you that, when Miranda entered her zip code to @insurancecomparisons.org. So, I mean, it honestly is kind of an ad article. It's like an ad article, but... it's kind of interesting, because it actually does have some examples here. Which I'll pop up, and anyway, so it says, from insurance comparisons, she was shocked. She found out her local insurance agent was ripping her off, and she can get her car insurance much cheaper. And
what else do insurance companies do?
Yeah.
They rip people off.
Anyway, I'll show it really quick.
That's also why I don't really want a car, because I don't want to... I'm not looking forward to getting ripped off by insurance agents.
Anyway, so there's the example. Can I zoom in? Oh, shit, here we go. Okay. So it says, that's the old thing right there. It's like 700 something. And then, like, later, it's like 218 something. So... And it also says you can do it as well, etc. But, stop zooming like that, fuck. But, anyway. To Pauly Shore! Which I actually might just hold the phone for the majority of this part, because I'm actually going to hide that, save this for later, because I am getting a car later, once I get my license. Anyway, so... Yeah, Mitzi died, which is actual shame, because she's fucking great.
It's sad, but that doesn't mean we're going to roast fucking Pauly Shore, though. We're going to tear him a fucking new one.
You're just like, we're not going to roast him, we're just going to tear him a new one.
Because, like, it's sad that his mother died, but that doesn't excuse him.
Alright, so we, speaking of deep fat fried, we do have some deep fat fried here.
We're like pretty much
doing
a live stream of a live stream.
Yeah, basically. So
this is a bit redundant,
bit
though.
rolls and shit. So we're gonna take a look now at the main filmography of
Rob Schneider versus Pauly Shore.
Yeah, okay, so my friend Tyler here has not seen this podcast, but I have.
Role for him, breakout role for Brendan
So,
Fraser as well.
Hold on, I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. Oh, never mind.
So the plot is
there's
Brendan
Pauly
Fraser's
Shore.
Caveman. Whatever.
She's really bummed.
Listen to this fucking line.
Sure. Thanks.
Here, I'll speed it up a little bit anyway. Fuck it.
Mr. Morgan, if you're edge because I'm waiting on your grinders, just chill. Because if I have the whole Brady Bunch thing happening at my pad, I'd go grind over there. So don't tax my gig so hardcore, Custer. English today, I'm speaking.
What?
Dad?
What?
Dad? I'll say this about Encino.
Alright, I'm gonna skip a little bit to another one.
Hello? Any what's going on in here? Anybody in this pad? Oh, he's upside down. That's wacky. He's a wacky boy.
Like what?
Screwdriver. I'm sorry, I'm all out of vodka. No. I need to...
All out of vodka.
One thing that just makes me wish I was watching My Cousin Vinny.
My daughter's in trouble. Oh, you have a daughter.
You have a daughter.
Don't worry, I'll keep a special eye on her for you. My name's Carl. And I'm the resident advisor.
Every time he opens his mouth,
don't leave me hanging.
he just
don't leave me hanging.
That's definitely.
Oh God, yeah. Like that's what we have to deal with.
Closer to being depressed to the point of suicide every
Oh,
time.
for real.
I fucking hear him.
Oh my lord, my whatever.
It's awful.
Whatever. Fuck your phone. Fuck you. Alright, yeah, but it's... And I also have another thing, which they, Deep Fat Friday also did, but I pulled it up myself. So, I don't know why I put my phone down when I'm just going to be holding it for the majority of this.
Some pretty cringe content, like grade A, over-the-counter, strong cringe.
This is
what eventually ruined MTV.
What's happening, buddy? It's cool. Check out the Stony package chilling. Cool. Okay, welcome to Totally Pauly, man.
Oh my God.
My name is Pauly Shore, the mop-haired weasel chilling on top. But this whole summer's gonna be intense, man, because we're gonna be chilling in Hollywood, California, my hometown. Check it out. Check out Hollywood, man. Is this cool? This is the view where I
No, it's not cool.
Up on the hill.
You sound like such a poser.
It's but we're gonna. Wow, man, I almost slipped. Cool.
I wish you fell off the cliff.
Okay.
Wow, you almost fell off the cliff.
Too bad he didn't.
Cool. You know, we're gonna be.
Cameraman, push him. Just push him.
I'm pretty sure he was bribed not to. Like they had to give him like an exuberant amount of money for him not to do it.
We're going to Sunset Boulevard, the Strip.
Like, the only thing that's obstructing this beautiful view is him. Get off the screen so I can actually see something that's worthy.
People know about the Sunset Boulevard stuff. It's really cool.
God.
It's like, you know...
This was apparently funny. Oh, and here's actual stand-up.
Because I know dance with
that he uploaded because no one wants him.
Oh my god, he's a broken man. I mean,
yeah, this is him now, dude. This is him now. He's a broken soul.
Still has the same voice, like the same petulant, whiny man-child voice. They're all paid actors.
Wow, you're dancing
They
like
ain't fucking calling.
Like what?
They would have already called if they were gonna fucking call. You know why they're not calling me? Because they know I'll try to fucking masturbate on my fucking instructor's feet. They always hook you up with little...
Where's the punchline?
Yeah.
Or I guess where's the target of your joke? Because apparently you can't... I was gonna attempt to make a joke to roast this joke, but I couldn't think of it right, and it failed.
And an alternate.
And you know what? I think that was more funny. It's just saying that than what he could ever do.
Little bitches. Hello, Polly. I heard you're fantastic. My name is Olga. I'll be your dad. Shut up, bitch.
Wow.
Wow,
you
that
don't respect a woman. That's so funny.
And it looks like it literally lasts only 1 second. So congratulations. Just congratulations. I'm just gonna skip a little bit because this is ridiculous.
Yes, you got a new pill. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna lower the mic so you can't hear me that much.
You pissed 17
And now I'm gonna put it next to my face because I forgot that I need to have a mic out my mouth.
Of course, like
yes, my prostate is huge when you got.
What is he doing? Did you like he's talking and he just he's drunk as fuck. He must
think he's just always stoned. Like he smoked so much weed to the point where his brain cells have just like
motorized wheelchair appeal to
his brain hasn't matured at all. Like it's stayed.
I think he turned the mic off by accident for a second.
It not get hard anymore. No, send me the pill. I bet he can't use the computer.
He's talking about Viagra.
Yeah, because I guess that's about getting old, but I didn't. There wasn't really, and also Joe Rogan apparently did a thing with Pauly Shore, which I didn't want to pull up because I was too concerned about Joe sucking up to him. But anyway, yeah, that's we got one more, and this one's probably even better.
Oh, you mean even worse?
Depending how you view it.
Oh God!
God
no.
damn!
Oh God, no, not him! Oh God, no!
Meet literal name, Sexy Vegan.
Oh,
literally his name.
He looks like a fucking rapist in Bangkok, Thailand.
That's probably the most accurate description anyone's ever given him. So he was on Dr. Phil as well.
One night in Bangkok, and I don't think the world actually is.
I am gonna play this video, but first we just have to get him on Dr. Phil. This is like his highlight peak.
I am the beautiful vegan Messiah.
Well, I think we found the resurrection of Jesus.
Get you that water, okay? It's a song. I didn't say I was, and she knows it. I was just like my dad, okay? 10 luxury cars. My dad told me I had the same name as him, so I legally changed it. My mom did not bail me out of jail when she knew I was innocent. I'm liberating over 70 billion pigs in cages so small they cannot move for years. Okay? I work. My mom's a sociopathic piece of I have the highest score in higher not history. I got 9.9 out of 10 after 327 women rated me. Let's see your talent.
Damn, them moves though.
Your talent, you ugly piece of.
Okay, stop. Hey, look at me.
Let's
look
see
at
your
me.
talent.
No, hey. No.
Did he like snort like a pound of coke before going on air?
You look at me.
But damn, the moonwalk steps though.
I'm gonna have to do.
Okay, take him out.
Like it's like
security, get him out of here.
Thank God.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Believe me, it'll be the tremendous thing.
It's kind of. I'm kind of sad and happy that.
Thank God.
They should also take Dr. Phil out too, because he's
and I found his YouTube channel.
Like every time
he has a YouTube channel. It's literal. It's true.
No,
5.k subscribers.
I don't think it's because he snorted coke. I think he does meth. That's a meth head.
Most 566 subscribers.
This channel doesn't have any.
666. No, he has content. It's here. Look at the videos. He does have. Look, he has content from 9 months ago, and that's about it. And I just clicked on the videos I thought were the best looking, just based on based on the thumbnail alone. I just picked the best looking ones. And this was God. I don't even know what's I'm gonna. Does it use toilet paper or soap?
It's actually vegan, so I have a really nice booty, as you can see.
What the fuck? No! No! What the hell? God!
His whole body is like, even though he's like, skinny.
He has the same ear. Oh God! He has the same earbuds as me. No! No!
I go take a big stinky shit. After I go, I don't use.
Why do we need to know this?
I dip my hand, I get in here.
Oh my God.
Okay, I clicked the wrong video. Holy shit. Oh.
Yeah, let me tell you about every aspect of my.
Oh, no. Okay, here's the old one I did. It went up 20 subscribers. It went up. It went up.
Who the fuck would want to subscribe to this guy?
It went up even more. Oh my God. It went up by 1 subscriber.
I fear for mankind.
Oh God. How many of these do you think are genuine, or how much do you think are just wanting to see if he'll make
hope? There's like a huge cringe culture on YouTube. It's probably because the cringe compilation makers.
Oh God, please make him a meme. I mean, I found out about
cringe compilation.
I'm not gonna lie. I first heard about this guy on PewDiePie. I'm not gonna lie. I'll watch him now and then, but. Yeah, and then I decided to go deeper myself.
Oh, God.
And this is only a 10-second video, so don't worry. Worry, but don't.
Now, if I was in charge, would I make veganism the law and take away people's bacon? Absolutely. I would not hesitate to do that.
Then you're a faggot.
Okay, that was very... Okay, that was very... That was anticlimactic. Oh, and here's the return. The return of the vegan.
A lost opportunity. The way I behaved was wrong.
What are you wearing? What jacket is this? Are you?
Why did he mark his face that way? Like
that's tattoos, by the way.
I know.
The way I behaved was
Why did he do that?
My mom's a sociopathic piece of.
Oh well.
My biggest regret is yelling at Dr. Phil.
You need to look at me.
Yeah. Come on.
Okay, take him out.
It's a little faded.
See that at the time.
Well, shit.
Myself yell at my mom.
I'm trying to fix this fadedness on the phone.
I disrespected.
Hold on, maybe this will help.
I haven't been arrested since the show. So that itself is amazing. I still love wearing Speedo.
Oh, God.
If you don't want to get arrested, I'll put something a little more than the Speedo on.
I've learned, with the help of Dr. Sophie, to ignore negative reaction and haters out in public and to not need outside validation.
Every inch of him is just completely displeasing.
How much money do you want to bet he probably fiddles the dog?
Oh, God.
How much do you want to bet? With how sociopathically freaky this fuck is. How much... Look at his eyes. That... He's got some... You know it. Holy...
Look at the dog's eyes. It's like, help me. Help me.
Help me. Like, God.
I said different strokes for different.
He's fucking insane.
Yeah, I mean, that's why. I mean,
like the way he like writes all over the walls and all himself.
He sat down the show and stuck with him.
Why does everyone have to be the same?
Okay, Bieber.
He's terrible at singing,
let's just skip that shit. I just want to... Oh, I hug my mama. He got the Trump tan since he last was on here.
I'm really sorry.
What's up, man?
It's all right. It's so nice of you to forgive me and have me back.
Well, have a seat.
Thank you, sir.
I'm glad to have you back. It was 3 months since you were here last time, and you haven't been arrested. You haven't had complaints from your neighbors. You haven't been kicked out of your apartment. Why?
Tall glass.
All right, hold on.
Well, Dr. Sophie's been such a help to me. He just came into my life at the right time, and he just knew like what to say.
Right. You say being on the show last time, the way you chose to approach it.
Right. Never be successful.
Then why
Then I
is he
reached out to my
going to
mom
Dr.
because I was
Phil?
desperate and hopeless, and
You're still hopeless. Just give up.
Just.
I mean, even you could. Did you see that Twitch? Did you see her Twitch?
Yeah.
And Sophie came into my life.
Oh, hold on. I think I skipped that. Hold on.
I was desperate and hopeless, and so.
Oh yeah. She twitched like. She doesn't believe anything he's saying. There's just no way.
I mean, if your son turns out to be something like this,
yeah,
I can't really blame her. I mean, oh my God.
Okay, I'm gonna just refresh one more time and see if 5,667 went up. Nope. Okay. Well, oh God.
Oh,
you know,
God.
I kind of want to just so I can see if he does more. And this video, I don't even want to know, dude. I just don't want to know.
Don't even.
I'm not gonna click it because this is fucking disturbing.
Don't even look at.
I'm just gonna, let's just zoom in on that thumbnail. That's disturbing. It's just got his fucking legs out. Like, perpetually at like a 90-degree angle. No, God. What the fuck, man? Yeah, I don't really got too much other than this. I mean, just Polly. Yeah.
Between them and him. I don't know.
Yeah, because last stream I kind of roasted Rob Schneider, so this time I kind of wanted to do Pauly Shore, but then his mom died. I didn't even realize that, but
I still don't feel bad for roasting him. Like, fuck him.
Yeah.
I'm sad that his mom died because she actually was funny and actually contributed to comedy,
shit.
but he didn't.
For real, he didn't. Like,
you know, he actually ruined a lot of comedy.
Yeah, I mean, he ruined
MTV too.
Well, no, there was a lot more to MTV that got ruined than him. There's definitely a lot more. My iPhone, I need life alert. No. But I mean, there's definitely a lot more to MTV that like murked them in the end. It definitely wasn't just him. It's considering how old that was back in like the 90s or some shit. Like MTV died way later than that. But
He was one of the main contributors though.
Yeah, but just yeah, I mean, we definitely needed to see some of this disturb. I don't know if it helped, but damn. But wow, man.
Let's just not give him any more attention, like especially the ugly vegan bastard. Don't even give him attention. He doesn't deserve it. He looks for attention, and he's gonna thrive on attention. That's the thing. You give him attention.
I don't even know if there was any comments on any of his videos.
That seems to be all he eats.
Does he have
plant products and fucking attention?
There's no comments on some of his videos, I think, but there's a lot of views. Which I'm surprised there's no,
It's just probably people who are just cringing. I mean, oh, God.
I don't know if it's like you can only...
He looks so emaciated and leathery. And he looks like a fucking mummy, like a walking corpse. He's disgusting.
He really is, though. It's just... I mean, okay, I'm getting that off. Let's just... There's just so much.
The only comfort on the screen that I have, you know, is seeing Shoe on Head on one of the thumbnails, and that's like, please.
Oh my lord. Yeah, but there's just, yeah, I just don't understand how. How do people find? How does Dr. Phil find these people? How do they find these people? Oh God.
Oh God! Oh God!
Oh no! He has a topic section on YouTube! No!
Oh fuck!
I'm not.
Fuck you, Susan Wojcicki.
I am serious. Right there. No. No.
Why?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
It's gonna be burned in the retina of my eye. Oh God, it's gonna haunt me in my nightmares, man.
Oh God. All right.
Oh God, that hurts.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh God. It's still. Please take that out of the screen.
Take that out of the screen. Oh God, I forgot. I still left it there.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh jeez.
All right, we're gonna. All right, I'm gonna take this real quick. Do you have any final words on our little stream for today? Because I know that little experiment of roasting Pauly Shore and this crazy fuck. We definitely want one of our things we want to do later when our channels, where I guess our channel essentially starts growing more, is do a thing called Roasted, and this is oops, you're very far off screen. My bad.
Yeah, it was partially my
Hold
idea.
on.
So
hold on, I'm gonna fix this. My jacket's slightly small.
So basically, what we do is, we take anyone like a celebrity or a
somebody,
or a YouTuber or a politician, mostly politicians.
Most likely, for sure. Or
it's like based on something really shitty that they did or something dumb that they said. We deconstruct their arguments to rationalize what they did. And,
or we just look at
we just like plain insult them afterwards.
Or we can just look at their whole background, like do like a fat thing where we just go into. Like what DFAT Fry did with Rob Schneider and Pauly Shore. Like maybe we can even do contests of who's worst and roasted. Like I mean, which would basically be scamming the scammers of their ideas. But I mean, they didn't copyright it, so fuck them. But yeah, did I really just like
roasted? We just like take one guy, we analyze them.
And
then
just
after that, just deconstruct the arguments they make, and then
just find very, very just awful people.
Insult them as bad as possible, and fuck it. It's like we do that. You can go ahead and harass them. I don't care. Go ahead and do it.
Oh, here's a comment on Pauly Shore. So it says, watching the Totally Pauly show, I now realize where the Trailer Park Boys got the inspiration for Trevor and Corey.
Oh shit.
The Trevor smokes.
Thuricides, the
Trevor smokes. Let's go. Still use that line to this day. Ricky's the best character ever. Oh, that's so true. I love the Trailer Park Boys. If you haven't seen the Trailer Park Boys, it is on Netflix, and there's like 11 seasons, so you have plenty of just hilarity to bestow yourself upon. They're making a new one. I just don't know exactly when that is happening. But yeah. But while I'm taking this, do you have any other final words or anything else would you like to say?
I will return. Well, to the stream, of course. Just me, kind of putting in some random riffs. It's mostly just me improvising, really.
Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully I can get our...
This is the first time I've done it, so I mean, like, probably not having enough eye contact in the camera.
Well, that's not... Well, I've been staring at these screens the entire time. Like, it's no big deal, honestly. As long as, like... But, yeah, hopefully I can get my friend Harley to come along, who climbed in my window before. Well, I mean, I think you have too before. There was one time, actually, before we head out, a little quick story. There was one time I was over here playing a game or something like that, back when my laptop wasn't trash. Like, I wasn't paying attention. I had my earbuds in or whatever. And he showed up, and he went through my window, and I totally was unaware. And I think he tossed something at me. Did you?
I think.
To try to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know what you threw, but you tried to throw something to get my attention. It didn't hit me, and it didn't go into my peripheral, so I didn't notice. And
I remember.
Yeah, and then you. I don't know how long you were behind me, but then after a while, you stood right by my side and
just waited.
And I straight up thought he was an intruder. So my first instinct was I was gonna lunge at him, and I had an axe over here in the corner, and I was gonna be bludgeon this bitch, and then but then I went and then stared at him, and it scared him too.
Yeah, it startled me.
Yeah, and then I went, oh. what the fuck? I literally was like, what the fuck? You didn't, like, let me know? He's like, I was trying to get your attention, like, for a while. I'm like, oh, shit.
He didn't answer his phone either, or his text. So
Yeah,
my walk over there.
Yeah, my phone was just somewhere in the corner, but yeah, that was like at the time I was like,
and also during that time hardly anybody answered the door, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna crawl through his window.
Yeah, I mean, I think the next thing I said after this, like, go knock on the fucking door, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think this was actually really great with the duo here. Hopefully I can get my friend Harley again, like I said, onto the stream, though, for sure. But, and maybe I'll do something a little different where we're not specifically looking at stories and stuff. I want to try, hopefully if I start getting more viewers and stuff on, viewers on the stream, then I'll probably start doing more, like, informal, just chat to us when it's not just you. But anyway, my friend, I think I'll call it good for today now. So I'll give you the finger of death. Is my phone? What's going on now? What's going on now? Okay. All right. Well,
that's my really sloppy rendition of Hot for Teacher.
I like my personal stream. Right? Yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, I mean, it would be cool to get some other people eventually. Hopefully. That'll be pretty dope, though. But, alright, my friend. Peace out. And hopefully I'll see you around again. Finger of death. Ah! Ah, come on.